Your memories are broken. Your truth goes unspoken. You have even forgotten your name. You don't know the season or what is the reason for you to be standing there holding your blade. In this desolate place without a trace of who you once were. But there is one thing you know for sure. There will be... Yeah, I can't use that music. It'll get the entire video copyrighted. Anyway. Katana Zero, an indie platform game developed by akiisoft, also known as Justin Stander, and it's a game which, yeah, it's like a certain other neon-filled game with banging music and great engaging gameplay which is stupidly fun to replay. Katana Zero is the embodiment of making a game fun first and bringing everything else later on. Its gameplay loop, while simple, can lead to a lot of great potential with level design, as any gameplay loop is only as strong as its level design will allow it to be. I mean, look at Hotline Miami, the game which I was talking about. It has very simple gameplay, but level design elevates it even further, making it even more fun to play. But Katana Zero actually has really fucking good gameplay, I will be completely honest. But something I also love about Katana Zero is just how it opens. 10 days remain. So, tell me again about the men in masks. I see. Then let's start from the beginning. The game displays to you what your abilities are capable of immediately. You can deflect bullets back at your enemy, and you can also slow down time itself. It just immediately makes it clear to not only you how to play the game itself, but also effective strategies in how to deal with one of the more difficult enemies, ranged enemies. You only have a sword, so enemies with guns will always be outside of your range most of the time. So immediately telling the player that they can deflect bullets back is a nice way to teach them immediately a core game mechanic. We're running down the road and learning the basic movement of the game. You might ask, why are we here holding our blade? Well,
have you arrived?
I'm almost there.
The window of opportunity is closing. You'll need to work extremely quickly. The scientist is being held somewhere within the factory.
Go on.
Free him and rendezvous at the extraction point post-haste.
Understood.
Make use of your precognition to eliminate anybody in your way. And remember, leave no survivors.
It seems that we are a killer for hire with a mission to retrieve a scientist and leave no one standing. So we do just that. But more than most likely, you won't succeed on your first attempt. You will die over and over again, and you'll realize that you yourself can rewind time to allow you to retry the mission. And hey look, a cute kitty. For beating a stage, you'll see a replay of the mission itself, which is not only a cool way to display to the player how well they did, but also allows you to help figure out what to do if you want to speedrun the game itself, on how to improve with your own skills and what to change in the next run. But making our way, slicing and dodging our way through the stage, we reach the target, the scientist.
Oh. I heard a commotion downstairs. I just thought it was the pizza guy.
Can you walk?
I guess that means you really aren't the pizza guy. Let's find out. Ouch. I was starting to think I wouldn't make it. Thank you.
Holy fuck, he was so hungry his head exploded.
Suka, wait. We got that on tape. Hey boys, it's time to take out the trash. Mind the lasers.
Well, it seems we have a new target to chase, so we continue killing people in our way, but giving chase to the blue-haired Russian man. Your employers are displeased that the mission target was terminated before extraction. Go home and rest. You will receive a new assignment tomorrow. With the mission complete, we now return home and with some neighbours having a pretty intense party next door, but we can also watch the news.
At least 12 have been reported dead or injured at the abandoned factory in the 3rd District. Among the dead is Dawan Bay, a government scientist first reported missing 3 weeks ago. Police have released few details about the killings, but have stated that it appears to be gang-related. In other news,
similarity to the paper clippings that you get in Hotline Miami, outlining events which you yourself just took part in. The mission itself is reported on the news so you can see what kind of effect you're having in the world itself, allowing for some great world building. But it also tells us who the scientist actually was and what the place was that we infiltrated. It's great, but the TV also allows for some good world building for a place called District 3, the place we are living in and a place that apparently has really bad water quality. But more interestingly, a serial killer is on the loose, called the Dragon, and it seems that he's been linked to our events. So are we the Dragon themselves? Hitting the hay, we have a dream, which is rather intriguing. Nine days remain. Please, come in and take a seat. Now we attend a therapy session with a rather fine-looking gentleman in a sharp red suit. You look well, despite last night's circumstances. Shall we begin? It's been 2 months since we halved your dosage. Are you still experiencing hallucinations? My nightmares have returned. I see. This could be a side effect of your treatment. Tell me about the dreams. I'm playing catch. The shadow that enters the room. Tell me about that. It wasn't heading toward me. It was going toward the machine. Perhaps the shadow was the machine's operator. That seems possible. Yes, the person probably did not wish to hurt you. You shouldn't be afraid of them. Yeah, I think you're right. Our time is up. Let me get your files. You've been very cooperative this session. The dossier has information on tonight's task. We'll speak tomorrow. With therapy completed and the drugs taken, we collect a dossier which holds our next assignment. So our therapist is also our boss or handler. And who is this next target? Target: Josh Rose, well-regarded tech billionaire and philanthropist, chairman of the New Mecha Foundation for Post-War Reconstruction, clandestine involvement in the movement of material and war drugs, heavily guarded, exercise caution. And with the dossier read and our target acquired, we now burn it to remove any evidence of the job occurring, and now head to our job site, the Murdower Hotel.
Hello there, can I help you?
I'll just be on my way.
Wow, that's such an interesting outfit.
It's called cosplay.
Ooh, I love anime. Who are you supposed to be?
Obviously Shinju Sakamura from EX vs. X Sakura Redux 2.
Cool. Never heard of it. What's it about?
Spinning tops in a battle arena.
I'd like to see you with your top off.
Oh,
Apartment 634. Have a nice day.
thanks. Now queuing up some music to get to work with. The dragon! He's here! Race the alarm! Well, it seems like we don't get the easy way up. We can't take the lift up, so we have to take the stairs, fighting our way up the building. And which, yes, we kill a lot of guys, slowly but surely making our way to the penthouse. And man, something else I like about Katana Zero, this music fucks. I feel like I always state this about games, but a lot of the games that I fall in love with have such good music, because music helps to elevate a game as a whole, to not only make the game give a nice sort of feel to it with this game's, the more cyberpunky sort of aesthetic to the game, but also it allows to tell a story as well within the gameplay of what you're doing. The music is intense and constant, a reflection of what our job is. It is an intense job that we have to constantly keep doing. We can't slow down, we have to maintain pace, which is what the music almost reflects. But not only that, good music helps to enhance the game, making it more fun to play and allows you to play the game for longer if you actually like the music. There are plenty of games that I've played for God knows how many hours because of how much I enjoy listening to the music and how much it helps me keep going with the game. And this game I almost beat in one go just because of how fun it was and how good the music actually was. But I had to stop because it was very late at night when I started playing. But now we reach our target.
I understand why you're here. I'm not giving you the satisfaction of killing me. Oh, you're not who I was expecting. I'm surprised there's more than one of you left. More than one? You don't know? Well, it's no matter. We made a lot of mistakes during the war. Any last words? I regret the pain I've caused through you. Farewell.
Oh well, he killed himself. How fun. It seems that whoever he is involved with meant his death was guaranteed, but he didn't expect us, and he thought someone else was coming for him. He did make our job a bit easier, so let's just head home.
Swear to God. Ah! Stop! There are reports of gunfire in this building. Who are you?
Oh, that's just one of our guests.
Well, your guest appears to be soaked in blood. How do you explain that? Cosplay.
It's true. He said he was Shinju Sakurura from X vs. X Sakura Redux 2.
Well then, you're just lucky the poor quality cosplay prohibition was repealed last year. You're free to go, sir.
Have a nice day, big boy.
Fuck me.
Your employer is pleased with your results. Go home and rest. You'll receive your new assignment tomorrow.
And returning home now, we meet a young girl. Yeah, I can't do a child voice, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But let us talk about this. So the girl obviously trips over and we meet the girl and we learn that she is our neighbor. But the girl is just here to this scene is entirely just to introduce us to the girl entirely. She is extremely important to the story because she physically represents something to the character that we play as. Well, the little girl returning home, we can enter our home, and yes, another TV report on the TV about what we just did. We killed a billionaire and 28 people were killed as well. But sleeping, our dream returns to us again, and this time we have more details. Oh damn. Well, I guess we should go to therapy now.
8 days remain.
Please, come in and take a seat. I'd like to begin by discussing your sleep habits. Has your nightmare reoccurred?
Yes, last night.
Ah, I see. Tell me what happened in the dream.
The scientist is killed.
I see. You said the scientist talked to you.
Before he died, he shouted at me.
And immediately after he was shot. Perhaps he was warning you.
Hide! There!
Yes, a warning seems most likely.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You know, these dreams may be rooted in traumatic memory from before your injury.
Injury?
The near fatal head trauma you sustained during the war left you debilitated. We've worked together ever since, despite your memory loss and distorted perception of time. The service medal you carry is an important reminder of your sacrifices and a crucial link to your past life. Your recovery has been slow, but encouraging. Tell me, how's your personal life?
I met someone last night.
That's quite unusual. Tell me about this person.
A girl. She lives in my building.
Ah, I wasn't expecting that. Who is she?
She's just a kid. We're neighbors.
Ah, I misinterpreted your meaning. This is somewhat relieving. You met a child in the 3rd district. How strange.
Strange?
Well, as you know, the 3rd district is not a safe place for children.
I see.
All right, you've been very cooperative today. Just a moment. This has been a productive session. We'll continue tomorrow.
Well, with our medicine taken and therapy over, we grab our next dossier and we take our leave. DJ Electrohead, popular DJ from upscale 2nd District, involved in the trafficking of club drugs, lightly guarded but surrounded by clubgoers, extreme finesse required to eliminate without detection, pathological liar, do not speak to him. So our next target is a DJ. No, must burn it again. And we enter one of my favourite level types in any game, the nightclub level. Man, I wonder if this game is inspired by a shooty film. Stuffing our way through the nightclub, we can eventually come to a guard.
Hey, you're not supposed to be here.
While tearing our way through the building with no options left, we eventually can make our way to the target. But just before we actually enter the room to kill the target, we get a call from our handler.
Do not talk to Electrohead.
Why?
Do not talk to Electrohead.
Well, of course I'm going to talk to him now. You've intrigued me and I want to know what's going on.
Are you, real?
Yes, I'm here to kill you.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh, you are real. Okay, man, let's stay cool here. I'll give you it all back. I'll give it all back.
What are you talking about?
If the shit I found was yours, oh god, I can give it back after the show. Please don't hurt me.
Tell me where it is.
Are you sure you're real? I mean, it's still in your storage unit. I didn't steal anything, man. I bought the whole unit at an auction. They said the owner was dead.
Tell me what you found.
Your shit, man. The drugs. I only tried it once at a party. I swear. It was wild. Felt like time was slowing down. Repeating. Been seeing crazy shit ever since. I'll give it all back, though.
Tell me the drug's name.
I don't know what it's called. It was in an unlabeled bottle. Wait, you don't even know what its name? Who the fuck are you? Dude, my boys are gonna fuck you up so hard, you're fucking dead.
Your boys are dead.
Oh. Fuck! Don't hurt me, bro! Look, man, let's make a deal. I'll cut you in some of the drugs if you let me go. I'll do anything. Please.
I'm sorry, you have to die.
Please, I swear to God.
Oh shit, bro got the presidential experience. Now, ferreting our way out, you might start to question what Electrohead was actually going on about. Drugs and chronos and stealing, and if we're here to get that back, why are we killing this random DJ because of drugs, and why does he think we want them? Well, who cares? Fighting our way out of the club, we can now return home.
Our employers are not aware of the circumstances behind Electrohead's death. You have been negligent in your duties. Future deviance from instructions will be met with strict discipline. Yeah, I can't do a child voice, I'm sorry. It's almost impossible now for me. But I will talk about the scene, so let's go into it. So the little girl is sitting outside our house and she's playing with a toy called Behemoth. And she believes that we have the toy in our house. So we go inside and we basically look around and eventually we find out we have a toy called Leviathan. Something we didn't know about, but the girl seems to know that we had it somehow because the toy brought us to it. This toy itself, it is meant to represent something. Toys obviously represent children and children represent innocence. So why do we have a child's toy in our house and what does it actually mean? Well, how fun, but let us retire to our chambers and we get, yes, another dream. Well, whoever this man is, it seems friendly, but what does the dream mean? Is it trauma from our past? And why is the little girl there in the dream as well? Is she real, and is this a memory of our childhood, where she potentially died and we forgot about it? Somehow, maybe after we were injured in whatever this event was, we now relive the event and we can't not see this little girl in our life. She haunts us. Well, who cares? Waking up, we now have 7 days remaining. So we start the day again with another therapy session.
Please, come in and take a seat. Our employers are pleased with your work last night. I'm not so sure I share the same sentiment. Maybe you could answer a few questions for me. When did you start using a gun?
Electrohead was shot before I could kill him.
What? By whom?
I saw the same man who killed the scientist there. Are you listening to me?
Okay, yes, I see. I don't know who this person is. but it seems we may be at odds. Do not speak to anyone. Anyone! Do not leave your apartment except to work or come to my office.
Why didn't you want me to talk to Electrohead?
The man is a known drug dealer. You are too important, too special. I cannot risk exposing you to those influences.
Drugs? Like the one you give me?
What? Did you speak to Electrohead? I specifically told you not to speak to Electrohead. What did he say?
He told me about a drug that sounds like mine.
It very likely may have been, and that is the purpose of our mission, to ensure that this drug does not reach the wrong hands.
Do my powers come from the drug?
Your swordsmanship, your combat acumen? No. These are the products of years of training. Your precognition, your perception of time? Yes, these are side effects of the drug. That is why we cannot allow others to abuse it.
Yes, I understand.
Yes. Okay. It is time for your medicine. Your rehabilitation is progressing smoothly. We can lower the dosage soon. There is one last matter we need to speak about before you leave. The media has taken to calling you the Dragon. An impressive moniker, but your work has become too visible. Please exercise greater discretion in the future. You may leave now.
With the therapist realizing we now spoke to Electrohead, he is very unhappy. But he asks us to explain what Electrohead said and try to basically figure out what we actually know. But you can choose how you want to interact with the therapist in all of these therapy sessions. You can be as much of an arsehole and as standoffish as you want, or you can be as cooperative as you want. However, it doesn't really change a lot of the game. There is a secret boss if you're like the biggest arsehole, but there isn't actually a lot of differences when you choose these different dialogue options, which is a bit of a shame to me, honestly, because some of the dialogue is actually pretty fun. But with our medicine taken again and a warning from our handler about keeping a lower profile because we are being a bit too eccentric with our work, we are given another job.
Fayun, political dissident and leaker of redacted schedule to testify in military tribunal. Target must be eliminated post-haste. Collateral damage is unacceptable. Stealth and covert action are necessary to prevent additional loss of life.
Well, let's get started. Our handler has given us a few more objectives, mainly not to kill anyone else. Our job is a stealth mission and we cannot afford to be seen. And entering the prison and making our way through, we find, well, seems someone already did all the killing for us. Well, let's go find our target and see if he's still breathing.
It's Fayun. His body is still warm.
Dragon, we have you surrounded. Surrender, or we will respond with maximum force.
Well, seems we now need to sneak our way out of the building and we're not allowed to kill them. Or you can, if you want to. And it's actually very hard to stealth your way through some of these sections. Like, it's almost impossible at times, it feels like. And I don't even know if you can do the last section, to be honest, because it's almost nowhere to hide. So I just killed my way out of it, but I do think it is possible to fully stealth this mission. But escaping, depending on what your actions were, the end text changes.
Although our employers are pleased that our target has been eliminated, they are upset that not all terms of the contract were met. The collateral damage of the police officers has been deemed unacceptable. Return home and prepare for tomorrow's mission.
Now, walking home, we run into a veteran on the street.
Hey, Papa needs his medicine. How about over there? I killed 6 Chromag bastards in the war. I gave my fucking leg in the war, and you just walk by? You owe me, man. I served too. What? With the Chromags? You look like a fucking Chromag. I killed your family, bitch. Why do we even let you people in New Mecca? Fuck the Chromags. Fuck you all. Get the fuck out of New Mecca. We should have killed you all. I received a service medal. Let me see that. Hey, that's mine. You stole it from me. You Chromag fuck. Help! Help! Some Chromag fuck is trying to steal my service medal. Somebody help! Give that back. Somebody help! Assault! This man is assaulting a veteran. Help me! Help! Somebody help me!
With the scrap ensuing, we are now left with a choice of leaving the veteran to live or die, and honestly, the choice doesn't really matter. But we make our way home being greeted by the little girl again, with us apparently having a movie to watch, with her giving us a tape, which was given to her by someone else, telling her to specifically give it to us. Telling the girl she cannot watch it and entering our home, we now insert the tape and we see a familiar pair of noisy neighbours who are suspiciously quiet today.
Nah, I'm talking about model trains, dude. Think about what they'd add to the apartment. What about model dinosaurs? Think about it, dude. Chugging along, picking up passengers, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, we could be train bros. Everybody loves train bros. Shit. What if it's the cops? What if it's the pizza guy? Whoa. Let me take a hit first. Nice. What the fuck, man? I heard there's a party going on in here. Who wants to fucking party? Hey, look, dude. I guess a little too hard for him, eh? I guess I party a little too hard for him, eh? How about you, huh? You like to party?
Well, that doesn't seem very nice now, does it? It seems to me that this itself is a threat. The man which killed two of our neighbours is now clearly making a threat to us, telling us he knows who we are and where we are. Him attacking our neighbours is just him making it clear that he is able to access us and he is able to hurt us. He knows where to find us, and the tape is just a warning itself. But the tape isn't finished quite just yet.
What is this shit music? Please stop. Oh no, your friend tapped out early. You and me? We're just getting started. Yeah, I've got a gift for you. It's a work in progress. I'd ask you to let me know what you think, but the last guys never did talk again after. Time sure did crawl for them though. Do you feel it? Hold still. Quit your crying. I didn't even cut the bone. Where'd your enthusiasm go? Maybe you're not such a party animal after all. Then maybe you shouldn't play music so fucking loud all the time. I'm sorry. Hey, it's not me you need to apologize to. It's your neighbor. You know the guy's a serial killer. One of the greatest. A living fucking legend, man. He can't get a wink of sleep because of you scum. So I'm here to take out the trash.
Okay, this tape is a lot to go over, and it kind of gives us a bit of backstory to who we are potentially. So we are a living legend. We have been given the name the Dragon, and he also injects the man with a drug which causes time to come to a crawl. For him, a drug which causes the same effect as the one we have been getting from our therapist, the same noise plays, which at first you might have thought that drug was for the nightmares themselves, but has the ability that we have to slow down time all been linked to this drug, a drug which caused our neighbor to see time crawl to such a slow speed. I wonder where these neighbors are currently. Well, they're probably still there in their minds. Falling asleep though, we dream our dream again, but of course we get a bit more information about the dream, with the shadowy figure investigating the machine at the end of the room, and ending before he completes whatever his task actually is. 6 days remain.
Office closed. All appointments rescheduled for tomorrow.
Well, let's walk home then, I guess. Ah, of course it starts to rain when we're walking home. Just our luck, isn't it?
Your presence is requested.
Hey, I saw you walking in the rain, and I figured you could use a lift. Gotta say, I'm a big fan, man. Big fan. The other night at the factory, those were my guys you killed.
What do you want?
I feel like I'm talking to an author over here. You're the fucking dragon. So what did you think of my gift? The tape?
Why did you kill my neighbor?
Noisy neighbors, right? Hey, what did you think of the Wirecutter part? Inspired, right?
I wish you hadn't sent me the tape.
Am I that amateur? Damn, man. Shit. I didn't even ask if you wanted anything. You party?
No.
Don't be a bitch, man. This is some prime uncut shit. Me and the boys are working on remaking this wartime combat drug. You gotta try it sometime. It's crazy shit. Hey, I don't have a razor. Give me your sword to cut this.
You're not touching my sword.
Don't be a pussy, man. Hey, give me a razor. Give me a fucking razor. Shuluha. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. Suka huid. Your turn.
No.
Not today? Huh. Oh Jesus, I'm still getting a rash. Fuck. Listen, man, I got some fancy cameras at Studio 51. Let me bring these dumb bitches there and smash their skulls. You and me, man, we'll make those old life leak videos look like kid shit.
I don't make snuff films.
Come on, man, I did you solid. Your noisy neighbors, I don't even mind you killed my boys. It's all good.
You're fucking subhuman.
You think you're better than me? You kill more people in one night than I have in my whole life? Niet, bled, we're cut from the same cloth. Keep it down. Do you know the meaning of respect? Do you understand what I'm offering you? How the—
This motherfucker, let's go get him.
Fuck off, Snow. He wasn't interested. He turned it down and got away, okay? Fuck off. Whatever. Snow, I'm busy. Oh shit, did you seriously follow me? You fucked up.
Now we infiltrate Studio 51 and we massacre the Russian boys.
Fuck, I'm out of shape. I shouldn't have shot my personal trainer.
With a locked gate in our path, we need to retrieve 3 keycards, and we first have a minecart section, which, hey, it's kind of like Donkey Kong. But making our way through a really fun part of the level, we can retrieve our first keycard, the purple card. So we return to the elevator, and we now head to the next stage to retrieve keycard number 2, 3001 A Space Uncertainty. I wonder if that's a reference to someone. Well, again, killing everyone in sight, including this funny little robot that says some familiar lines to some kind of cool character, we can obtain the next keycard, yellow card. So we return to the elevator again and now enter the last stage, Quiet Hills. I wonder if maybe should do a video on that one day. It even has the funny little guy which looks like a certain someone. How spooky. But killing everyone again, we get the last keycard, the blue keycard. So with all 3 keycards acquired, we head back to the lobby and we can open the gate and head through, which, yes, we kill even more Russians. I think. I'm assuming they're Russians. But we eventually arrive to the man with blue hair.
He just arrived. Yeah, he's alone. Get over here. I don't want to stain my fresh tracksuit. Get out. This is business. Well, let's do this.
And we start a battle with, which is quite difficult, and I think it's actually impossible to beat him. But as the fight goes on, eventually someone will cut in and disrupt it. Another sword wielder.
Is this all? What a waste.
Shinkagi Ryu School.
I've never approved of your pet projects.
What a fucking waste. Let's get out of here.
Yes, let's. Do not mistake my mercy for weakness.
With the pair disappearing, we return home and are interrupted by the girl trick-or-treating. So we give her a treat, a fish head. Interesting, isn't it? With the girl leaving with her prize, we can now head to sleep.
Behold, comedy, the wayward swordsman awaketh from poised slumber.
Tragedy, and I drank your tea. You didn't even know, dimwit. Hee hee hee.
Thou strugglest vainly, errant heart. 'Tis not thy time to pass beyond that cryptic threshold. Thou time
I didn't get to read it.
Now gaze upon my woeful countenance, and hearken thou these words.
Yeah, hearken, bitch.
2 lustrous masks upon thy visage, rest of gold and sterling silver, o'er life and death these masks preside. Lo! The silver mask commandeth death, with sword and sling libate upon thy altar. The Tiberiad wine of man.
You're a real killer, huh? Not so scary when you're out cold.
The golden mask shineth light, vestal child, wandering times, infinite fractal and spoiled by Babylon's malignant spell.
Is that a girl I see? I didn't know you had a conscience. Sicko.
2 masks, thou hast yet one alone. May thy countenance adorn gold or silver, life or death. 3 grains of sand yet linger within thy shrinking hourglass, deliberate upon thy soul. O errant heart, time's stoic harvest reapeth bitter yields.
In 3 days, we're going to meet again, and you're going to have to pick life or death. But remember, whichever one you choose, we're going to take away the other. Now, scram!
Well, it appears a choice will come to us very soon, a choice with dire consequences for either us or others.
So, tell me again about the men in masks.
How did I get here?
The masked men from your dream. Tell me more.
They drugged me, I couldn't move. When did I get here? What is happening to me? Are you even listening to me?
You piece of shit!
What the hell?
Oh, this therapist doesn't seem alright, does he?
Get up.
Oh, that ain't the therapist. Get the fuck up. What the fuck is happening?
"28 years in that god-forsaken jungle. Killing soldiers wasn't so bad. I hardly remember it. But burning those villages, watching those naked peasants cry, I see it every day. It's not PTSD, it's the drug. It's only been a week, but it feels like a year. Every word is getting longer. The mosquitoes are getting louder. When the drug runs out, time stops, and you're stuck in the jungle forever. It's grains of sand in a shrinking hourglass. I know what comes next. I need to ask you a favor. Hey, Papa needs his medicine. How about an old vet I killed 6 Chromag bastards in the war?
It's only been a day since his last taste. How can this be?
The drink is all the man ever was, and when it is gone, what remains is the bottle.
Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Let's try and keep walking, and try not to make eye contact.
Please help. Your 1,000-yard stare does not instill me with confidence. I've increased your dosage to compensate for yesterday. Please keep in mind everything we've spoken about today.
Well, that was confusing, but it seems we aren't doing too good mentally. But we have to work, so we grab our dossier and find our next target location.
Al-Kazim, secretive founder and CEO of Neotech, a military logistics consultancy, close ties to New Mecha government, involvement in military R&D, likely lightly guarded, but proceed cautiously.
Well, let's head to the mission, in which the Russians are there again, so let's get to work, I guess. However, at one point we get ambushed by an explosion.
Get up.
Get the fuck up.
I'm up.
Good. I expected more out of the infamous dragon. To think I looked up to you. Well, any last words?
Fuck you.
Fuck you too. Mr. Kissyface. Cut off his head. Put the body in cement. Sure thing, V.
With us dying, we return to life at a previous point in time. We replay the same events over and over again, but we can remember things that have been said and what happened before, so we can start to make V here realize that he isn't in as much control as he actually believes, as we slowly start to learn more and more information about V himself. With V leaving us alive, he leaves us with a Mr. Kissyface to be dealt with. So of course, we break out and a really fun boss battle ensues, honestly. But while you watch me do this boss fight, let's pause it and let's talk a little bit about what was actually going down. Chronos, of course, is the drug which gives us our powers, our ability to see the future or rewrite an event. That actually happened. Honestly, the rules around Chronos are a bit unclear, as why would we let ourselves be captured by V and not rewrite what just happened? It's a bit confusing, but I think it only happens subconsciously, so only when we die and we're in dire need of it does it occur. Because we didn't die, it doesn't actually happen, but then later in the game we use it when we don't actually need it life or death. It's a bit inconsistent, I'll say that much. But the Russian man stated earlier that the person he works for is working on manufacturing Chronos, which the therapist stated that they do not want happening. They don't want people obtaining any more Chronos. But then who are the people trying to manufacture it, and then why is the seemingly new mecha government against them? Well, if my theory is correct, it's probably the Chromac government. Despite winning the war, they saw most of their people killed by these psychic super soldiers, so I'm sure they took the brunt of the casualties in the war despite winning it. You can win a war but still lose the more moral of the story. You still lose in general. So potentially them creating Chronos will lead to them creating their own super soldiers and them then staging a counterattack against the new mecha government to kind of repay what they did to them. And I'm sure that is not what the second game is going to be about. By the way, the old man that is dead on the floor over there, that is Al-Kazim, one of the main backers and key figures for the Chronos program. So V just shot one of their main people that they wanted to obtain to get information about creating Chronos. I'm sure his actions are not bad for the entire organization he works for at all. And why did he do it? Well, because he got a wee bit angry, of course. Well, with Mr. Kissyface dead, let's continue on.
You weren't able to find the Chronos, were you?
He wasn't talking. I think he knew who sent us.
The boss isn't going to believe Al-Kazim was dead when we got here. You're making me look very unprofessional.
He wasn't saying anything. These investor guys don't really know anything about manufacturing Chronos. We need to look for scientists.
Maybe you shouldn't blow off their heads.
He wasn't talking either.
Sometimes I don't know what to do with you. Still, it is somewhat impressive that you were able to eliminate the swordsman. The boss might be able to overlook your murderous tendencies for it.
It was no big deal.
Yes, it was. I saw his handiwork at Studio 51. He killed dozens of men effortlessly and dispassionately. He was ready for a battle almost before I came at him. There was nothing behind those eyes. No soul, no remorse. He didn't care about his mission, or the people he killed, or even himself. I know I'm hard on you sometimes, but I'm proud of you. The dragon was no ordinary gnoll.
Jeez, Snow. Think the boss is going to give me a reward?
Probably. Speak of the devil.
Jesus, not so fucking close. Those are sharp. Suka huid.
But Snow leaving and us interrupting V's smoke break, we give chase and a motorcycle chase ensues. Man, what is this, Final Fantasy VII or something? But after a good 30 bikers are killed and a fight with a helicopter shooting rockets at us, we eventually take it down and we now confront V as he's dying.
Motherfucker, you put me through a lot tonight. You think I've never done this before? I've killed 6 of you, no. How the fuck do you think I got this job? You think I look like shit now? This is a fucking scratch. End it, V. You know, this one no, shot me 7 fucking times from a mile away. When I found him, I wrung his neck like a fucking dish rag. Like a fucking dish rag. You think you're tough shit, the dragon. Well, I'm the dragon slayer. He is not the dragon. I am. You've been difficult to find. I have questions.
You missed your appointment this morning. I learned why when you turned on the news. There's a smouldering helicopter on the highway. The mayhem you've caused is inexcusable. We will talk tomorrow. Go home directly and prepare for tomorrow's assignment.
You look like you've had a rough day. What'll it be, sir?
Appletini on the rocks.
6 more fucking months we would have blown those fuckers out the water. Cro-Mag bastards couldn't fight for shit. How the fuck did they win? You got something to say, buddy?
I was in the military.
Looks like a distinguished service crescent, Tariq. Yeah? Where'd you get it? Pawn shop on 5th? You got a real baby face. Ain't nobody but vets and junkies in the 3rd district, and you ain't a vet. How many you kill?
I was injured. I don't remember.
Nice story, babyface. War ended 7 years ago. You would have been sucking your mama's tit when you were out in the jungle. You know, we would have fucking won if those goddamn hippies in the 1st district weren't bitching about the child killings. Fuck the Cro-Mags. Fuck their dead kids.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
That's the spirit. This round's on me, babyface.
Cheers.
They hated us. I thought we'd be heroes, man. I thought I'd get all the pussy when we came back. It's because of those psychics or whatever. Government mind control spec ops, laboratory test tube freaks trained to. Is that old man filling your head with conspiracy theories over there? Ignore that old blowhard. You ever hear about the government combat drug program?
I'm not sure.
They had these fucking death squads full of psychic super soldiers killing people by the thousands, straight up massacring villages. Apparently they had him on some kind of drug to make him see the future or read minds or something. I had a buddy who met one, played a game of cards and won every hand like he knew how it played out before it even happened. He telling you the card game story? Shut it, Ray. Look, all I'm saying is there was some serious sci-fi shit going on. Maybe we would have won if they'd left the fighting to the real soldiers. That's all. You know, in 7 years, not a single civvy has listened to me. You're a bad liar, but you're a good guy. Oh, drink up.
Were created by the government drug program, which I wonder if that's related to Kronos, and these soldiers apparently had insane abilities, could wipe out entire villages. But with us being a bit too drunk and the bar closing, we now need to return home. Do just that. And we run into the little girl again who sees us drunk. So we leave her outside and pass out in our apartment. With 3 days remaining, the girl enters our apartment and is upset that we might not like her, but we do apologize and make her a meal with protein paste. Intriguing. The girl is scared of being at home with her father, and we tell her that she can stay here as we go out to work. So we go to see our therapist, or very angry handler as he actually is.
Sit down now. What the hell were you doing last night? Your mission was to kill Al-Kazim, not destroy the fucking city. There are 24 wrecked motorcycles and a goddamn helicopter on the highway. What the fuck were you thinking?
Does the name V mean anything to you?
V? What the fuck is V? It's a goddamn letter. What the fuck are you talking about? And the sensitivity of your work. Do you understand the discretion our mission demands? Was this all an elaborate advertisement for your services as a killer? Because that's what it looks like. A big fucking look at me. Well, our superiors saw and we—
Yeah, I don't think we're doing too good mentally, honestly.
You're not looking so hot right now. I bet you a hit of the good stuff, huh?
You're not looking so hot yourself.
Oh, the arms? Yeah, that's fucked. Yeah, I guess I don't look so great right now either. Rough day. But what I've been through, it doesn't even compare to what's in store for you. You don't even know about it, do you? The withdrawal.
Withdrawal?
You stupid motherfucker. You really don't have a clue, do you? When Kronos leaves your system, time slows to a crawl until it stops completely. You get stuck in your own mind with nothing but nightmares to keep you company. You're going to wish you were dead, but it'll never happen. Those neighbors of yours, yeah? Yeah, they're dead to us, but the shit I gave them, they're still there in their minds. It'll never end for them. An eternity of torture where nobody can even hear you scream. Maybe I can show—
With us receiving more drugs, it restores us back to a more normal sense of mind, and we continue our therapy session.
Get your dossier on the way out and act like a goddamn professional tonight. Dragon. The name would almost be humorous if your recklessness didn't jeopardize our lives and everything we've worked for.
I am not the dragon.
How preposterous of me. Of course not responsible for the rash of highly visible 3rd District murders. It must be some other dragon.
Not all of them, no. I met the dragon.
What? When?
On the highway, during the Al-Qasim mission.
That... I was not expecting that. Who was this person?
Tall, long hair, blonde swordsman.
We are aware of an individual who fits that profile. Did he say anything to you?
No, just that he was the dragon.
I see. Very good, very good. I had other plans, but... Yes, I want you to track down and kill this person. He cannot be allowed to cause more damage.
Who is he?
Clearly a menace. More so than I realised. Consider this mission a public service. You are treading on very thin ice. There is no longer room for failure. From this point on, if you display anything less than your utmost compliance or professionalism, you will be replaced. Now get out of here.
Now, the other swordsman, the blonde-haired man, seems to take the therapist by surprise, and we are given a new target when we take our next dossier. The blonde swordsman, the one that killed V. So we head to our target, the casino. Now, we actually need to make a certain amount of money to enter the VIP section, so of course we use our ability to manipulate time to win roulette 3 times in a row easily, so we make as much money as fast as possible. And just shy of 100k, we can enter upstairs.
But... how did the Russian know about Null?
He was a fool. But whoever he worked for isn't. And they're trying to bring back Kronos. That's why I'm here. I'm so close. I know I am. But I need your help. This is our chance for revenge.
The war ended 7 years ago. I'm too tired for revenge. And with Al-Qasim gone, the Kronos... I don't have much time.
For taking away our lives. For making us monsters. For making us fight their wars and purging us when they were done. We don't have much time, but I'm so close. I want you to see something.
Get out of here. I'll handle this.
Right.
And yes, another boss fight, but the gunner here, or headhunter as she's called, realizing we can go back in time, she now realizes the fight itself is pointless. So she leaves, but of course, we don't get to leave that easily. We have a bunch of cops here who are going to kill us if we don't give ourselves up. So we grab some tapes on the side which have been left there, and we exit the casino. But no matter how many cops we kill and how far we run, they seem to just keep appearing with no end in sight, eventually leading to us being completely surrounded in the open. But a certain curious pair make a reappearance.
The golden moon casteth wide its brilliant smile upon the altar of thy absolution. Thy baptism blood draws nigh.
What the fuck? Get back now!
The stars dictate thy ultimate death. Ring from thy errant heart libations of blood upon this hallowed altar.
How did you get here?
I was here all along.
What are you talking about?
Thou heedest not my grim horoscope, but not 3 nights ago did I foretell thy choice of silver death and golden life. This altar demandeth thine answer. Dost thou chooseth the golden mask of life to stay thy blade and be reborn in grace? Or dost thou choosest the silver mask of death and sow upon this fallow soil the blood of thine enemy? Life or death? What a choice, huh? Glad I'm not in your shoes right now.
I can't die.
Thy final death is imminent, errant heart. This is for real. The Kronos in your bloodstream is running out. You'll actually die if you choose to. But think of all the people who will live, like these fucking cops and that little friend of yours.
You mean the girl? What does she have to do with this?
Oh, nothing. Forget I said anything. But surely you'll choose to live. You have so much unfinished work to do.
Why is this happening?
'Cause the stars say so. Or maybe it's 'cause of that drug business you're tied up in. Or all those people you killed. Or maybe we just like fucking with ya. Me, personally, I like fucking with ya. So what do you say? You want to live or die?
What are you talking about?
Remember that little talk we had the other night? About a big choice you had to make? Here it is. Life or death. Choose. Choose life. These guys die and you walk away. Choose death. And well, I think you can figure it out.
The choice thou maketh affecteth more than just thine own fate. To don the mask of death is to embody death, and likewise the mask of life bestoweth unto those thy heart seeketh to protect.
And this spells doom for those around us, with the pair making hints towards the certain little girl seeing death take her life, or take the golden mask of life and allow death to take us, and those we care about being protected from death itself. Now each of these lead to two different endings, so let's start with choosing the die ending, as that is the shorter one.
Is this thy choice, to accept thy final end and bear the golden mask of life? Art thou prepared to bearest death in place of those thou seekest to protect?
Yes.
May thou findest peace in death, O errant heart.
Open fire! Now the death ending is wholly unsatisfying. While it can be interpreted as us realizing our fight is fruitless and we choose to give it up in order to protect a person we care about, we don't actually get any answers about Kronos or who we are. It's very much a fake out ending that lets us sort of just get, I guess, an easier way out. So let us choose to embody death itself.
This'll be fun.
So be it. Thou choosest to bear the silver mask of death and scorn the peace of the world. No, the others shall bear the consequences of thy choice. Farewell, errant heart.
The favours I've had to call in, the phone calls I've had to make to ensure that the media wouldn't hear about your latest killing spree. An entire police squad is dead for nothing, for absolutely fucking nothing. I can no longer excuse your egregious behaviour and failures. There will be dire consequences for tonight.
With us returning home, we see the girl and she wants to get a film. So we head out to the rental movie place and grab a violent samurai film, the perfect film to show a young child. With the girl asking who we are, but we don't really know who we are, so we just state that we are a samurai. With the girl falling asleep, we can watch the other videotape we found at that office, which shows the blonde swordsman's mission to kill the target from the prison mission. And man, he is quite the swordsman, showing the ability to basically teleport and kill multiple enemies in one fell swoop. When he said he was actually the dragon, I don't think he was kidding. This swordsman seems to be a step above even us with his abilities. And when he reaches the target, he has some questions.
Who are you?
Give me names now or die.
I've been in the cell for 7 years. I don't know anything anymore. Don't hurt me.
Quit covering and tell me what I want.
Josh Rose?
He was assassinated this week.
Omar Al-Kazim.
Al-Kazim? Is he the one bringing it back? Does he have anything to do with the Russian thug or the ninja lady?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know anyone was trying to bring Kronos back. I've only spoken to my attorney these last 7 years. But I can tell you, it's not the government. And by my estimation, there are very few entities with the resources to manufacture Kronos. Al-Kazim will know. Contact him. And Leon von Alveselben. He's the one who made Kronos. He'll know.
Yes. Leon.
Please don't kill me.
Your trial is a farce. You'll die tomorrow anyway. Now the pair having a water fight, it now cuts out from the tape and we now return to Leon seems to be of some importance to the manufacturing of Kronos, and as we are heading to therapy, we get a phone call instructing us to hunt this Leon in a meat processing plant. So of course we head there immediately, and inside we are tested by this Leon, him seeing how far our abilities can reach, and he tells us something rather interesting at the end of a test. But first, he tests us with some rather interesting tests, to be honest, like shooting at us, throwing guys at us, and shooting lasers at us that we have to dodge. But the thing that is interesting to me is test is over. You survived. For Alpha Null, the rate of survival is 7%. For Beta Null, the rate of survival is 13%. For Gamma Null, the rate of survival is 100%. It seems gnolls are the super soldiers that those veterans were on about. Psychic super soldiers with the ability to rewind time to retry. They have the ability to slow down time itself and are basically unstoppable. But they are distinguished into 3 different groups, which by their pass rate seems to indicate how effective they are at this job. Entering the underground base, we can find a cryopod, and opening it, I think we see Leon exit, and he ages immediately and dies, turning into a skeleton. Almost the opposite effect of what Kronos is. Not a fun way to die, but hey, let's head home with our target now dead. And of course, before we can head home, the girl is there again, in which we head up to the roof and we make a promise to her to help her escape District 3, a place where children don't normally grow up, a place filled with crime and evil and suffering. With us throwing our medal away, indicating to us that we no longer fight for glory or the service of our country, but for a purpose for another person, we make that promise truly to the little girl. But now waking up, the little girl has made us breakfast from the protein paste and a fish head. Yum. Eating it, she gives us a gift and we head to therapy.
Please, come in and take a seat. So, you're still alive. I was beginning to wonder, not that it matters, because you've gone completely out of control. Failing to kill your target, murdering an entire police squad, dereliction of duty. I'm surprised you even decided to come back. You fucking... This is your last chance. If you deviate by even the slightest margin from your orders, from here on, our relationship will be terminated. You cannot possibly understand how gravely important our work is.
I was null.
How do you know about that?
I found Leon Van Elverson bin.
But how did you... You were never intended to know about...
Tell me the truth, now.
Yes, of course, but how did you know about Leon?
I'm asking the questions now.
I see. Yes, I imagine you do have questions.
What is null?
It was a top secret special operations force during the war. New Mecha created super soldiers with experimental drugs, like Kronos. You were one. There are no records of your life before Null. You presumably had a normal upbringing, a family. Your aggression and psychopathy made you a prime candidate for Null. You were placed as a child in the Gamma Project, the most elite Null unit. You were given Kronos to enhance your abilities and trained to be a super soldier for New Mecha. I don't know much more. Kronos had unintended effects on the system. Nobody foresaw the lethality of Kronos withdrawal. Most Null died.
I will die when Kronos is gone.
There is enough left for you. I can assure your safety so long as you remain compliant.
Everyone I kill is related to Kronos.
Its creators must be silenced forever. Kronos can never be allowed to come back into this world.
Why did you keep this from me?
My job is to rehabilitate you, to focus on the future. Your past is irrelevant. Only the total elimination of Kronos matters. Now, it's time for your treatment.
We actually are, then he probably realized, and he does answer some of our questions that we ask, and he reveals that we were a Gamma Null, the strongest Null due to our preconditions like our psychopathy. Now, we're given some more medicine and another dossier for another target. Insert dossier. Well, I guess we should head to work then. But now we have to clear out a bunker, going level by level down, slowly clearing out everyone we find. And honestly, this is a really fun level. I like it a lot. It really pushes your timing and your skills to the limit, with enemies spaced apart in a way to make them almost impossible to hit, but you can do it if your timing's right and your spacing is correct. It's not impossible, it is definitely possible, but it's not as easy as previous levels. Any mistakes or gaps in your movement or your process and how you kill them will most likely lead to you catching a bullet as you'll leave an opening for the enemies to attack you. But you will eventually get through it, and you'll reach an elevator, and we get another dream.
Behold, comedy, the wayward swordsman awaketh from poisoned slumber. It's getting exciting, isn't it? The first act's climax doth approacheth. Oh, I can't wait.
But guess what? We also find a gun, and I actually thought we might start shooting people. But no, we throw it at enemies, which is kind of funny to me. But eventually, after killing a bunch of guys, we reach the boss of the level, Headhunter again.
Ah, you've arrived. I was hoping we'd be able to finish what we started. This should be fun.
Now, as the boss battle goes on, Headhunter will employ a couple of tricks to try catch you out, from sneaky beam attacks to turrets, widespread gunshots, or plastic explosives. But you, if you actually play the game correctly and you learn how to beat her, you will beat her eventually. She's not the most insanely hard boss in the game, and her moves are very clearly choreographed, so it's quite easy to learn her pattern. But once you get past the first stage, she will realize that you yourself are a null, and more specifically a gamma null, and she asks us if we recognize her uniform, and she's confused that we don't. We don't remember anything about this uniform or potentially who we once were. Headhunter is one of them null soldiers. She is one of the survivors that she thought was the only one, along with 15. We are a third party. We are someone that she didn't even know about, but she knows all nulls were soldiers at one point. Alkazim paid her in Chronos for her services as a assassin. She was there to basically probably protect him and kill people trying to make Chronos again. But we have a different mission. Our mission is to kill everyone in the building, and this confuses her. She believes that we're only here for the Chronos because that is the only thing that keeps us alive. But we have another source of Chronos, which we basically fight for. Headhunter is exactly the same as Zero. They both do the exact same thing. Dirty work to keep alive. They do a job they hate and don't want to do, fighting a battle they don't believe in, just because they want to see the next sunrise. As she states, killing is the only thing that they can do, so they can touch something which they will most likely never reach. They themselves will never experience true death. People like 0, 15, any null soldiers, they cannot die in their own minds. Yes, they physically can be killed by 0, which we see he does to Headhunter, but she never actually dies in her own mind. She goes into withdrawal and eventually time will stop completely and she will never move on from a point in time. She'll be stuck in an endless now. Headhunter almost realizes this, that this is it. She is going to die here and she cannot win. She hopes and prays that we give up and surrender to her, but she knows that she can't win the fight herself through her own force. She just has to keep fighting and hope that she gets lucky. But again, we are a gamma null. As stated by Leon, a 100% success rate in a combat situation does indicate we are significantly more powerful than most. With what V stated earlier about their neighbors who he killed, he stated that they are still there. Despite them being dead to us, they never moved past the point where they technically started to die. They will experience that pain forever and they will never be able to escape that pain. Again, it's something that people like us cannot touch. Death itself. They inflict it, but they can't experience it. Anyone on Chronos cannot die. If you take it once, you will never be able to die. And with a lack of Chronos in your bloodstream, you will eventually go into withdrawal, which means anyone that we've killed that has been on Chronos, like the DJ or the neighbor or anyone else who dies on Chronos, they will never die. So us cutting off Headhunter's head, yes, she's dead to us, but in her mind, she's in withdrawal now, and she will never move past the point of where she is currently, or where she died. She will experience that pain for eternity. She fights so she can live 1 or 2 more days not being dead and seeing life move forward, but eventually her time runs out, or as it actually is, time completely stops for her. The people killed who were on Chronos never die. They stay there in their own mind and experience a reality which will never actually end. With Headhunter defeated, we can open the safe using her head and her retinal scan. And inside the vault, we find a family we must kill. We were told we must kill everyone in the bunker. But why are we going to kill this family? Why are the family in the vault? Why was Headhunter protecting them? And why was the last request she made for us before she was killed was to kill those who did what they did to us, kill those who turned us into what we are? But who are we? With us now confronting the boy we have in our dream, we have only one option to select in dialogue: to kill the child. But the guilt we feel prevents us and we cannot do it. We cannot stoop to the level that the organization that employs us wants us to reach. So we sheath our blade and run off, not fulfilling our job, and we fail at our mission. Returning to therapy, our therapist is not happy about it.
Do you understand what you've done? I haven't been able to reach my daughter all day. My phone. Why do I still have this? I can explain this. They won't come after me. I had nothing to do with this.
The dreams were my past.
No, I'm leaving. I need to leave. There's no time. I need to get out of here.
You knew my dreams were real.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
What did you do to me?
Get the hell out of my office, you goddamn junkie. What are you doing? You're in withdrawal. Get away from me. You, after all I've done. Stop. You can't.
I can give you all the chronos you want. Just let me go right now. Please. You're fucking
The therapist made it clear he was just using Zero, and he never truly mattered at all. And Zero's first act of his own accord, that was not instructed to him by the organization he works for, was to kill the therapist and unleash his potential. Taking his medicine to slow the effect of withdrawal, his dosage has now tripled in order to stop it. And searching the room, we can find delivery dates for Kronos again, almost a thing we will have to search for in order to stay alive, as we know if we go into withdrawal from Kronos, we will not be able to die. We will live in a constant now. We will never die. And the next dossier we can find, a dossier on us. We were going to be the next target, and we were going to be killed because potentially we have learned too much. And returning home, someone broke into our apartment, with our neighbor being killed, a junkie. But investigating a note in our house, it states one life for another. Asking about the girl to the building manager, she states there are no children at all in this building, and she made sure no one had children. The cops also state again that no children live in District 3. With the cops now suspicious, they attempt to arrest us and get us to come down to the station. But we make a break for it, and the pair realize who we might actually be. And we flash back to 7 years ago. Now seeing the entirety of that dream was a flashback, and a man pick up Leviathan.
Null Zero here. The computer is disabled.
Acknowledged. 0, 15, return to base. If anyone gets in your way, you know what to do.
And it's revealed the man who shot the scientist and was a threat to that young boy was Zero. He himself was the monster he saw in his dreams, a super soldier whose memories were wiped away, and right alongside him in these missions where he killed thousands of people and wiped out villages was a blonde swordsman. And the game ends there. Yes, I know what you might be thinking. How does it end there? Well, there is a little bit after which shows Snow talking to her boss about V's death, and that person that killed V was a null survivor, more specifically Gamma 15, which, man, there is at least 15 Gamma class nulls out there. This sets up a sequel story perfectly, with a clear direction, a great ending for this game. It leaves us wanting more, but answering some key questions throughout the entire game about who we actually are. But before it ends, we see the two masks again.
Watch out, she squirms. Tragedy.
And for naught, dear comedy, oh woe upon woes, baleful end awaits her.
Let's make it fun.
Katana Zero's story is one of the most fascinating I've actually come across, and it only fully clicks into place once the final dream sequence is fully revealed. Zero, our protagonist, was a null soldier, part of a super soldier program commissioned by the new mecha government, trying to win the Cro-Mag War 7 years before the events of the game. All gamma nulls, like Zero, were dosed with a drug called Chronos from birth. Chronos wasn't just some random experiment, it was heavily backed by several powerful figures in the game's world. Leon von Alvensben, Josh Rose, and Omar Al-Kazim, all of whom are killed over the course of the story by our own actions or another certain someone's actions. But despite the Null's enhanced abilities, New Mecha lost the war itself. The conflict itself was deeply unpopular, with the government showing no regard for civilian casualties, and the Null soldiers were literally, as we saw, murdering children. The game itself is reflecting a real-life history that we had in our world, the Vietnam War. Eventually, though, they pulled out, just like the Americans did, and the program itself was deemed a failure. Chronos research was entirely abandoned, the soldiers were discarded, and the whole project was just forgotten. But Chronos had a side effect: withdrawal. Without it, perception of time distorts, slowing more and more until it eventually stops altogether, being locked in a mind of their own creation. Zero himself remarks that time itself feels stretched for him at all times. His long exposure to Chronos means that 7 years to him has felt like a lifetime. Days must feel like months, months like years, and he has lived a life longer than most in his own head. During the war, Zero suffered a head injury and lost his memory. An unnamed organization exploited this fact. They hired him as a contract killer. Even without his memories, he retained his skills, and they paired him with a handler to guide him towards targets. More specifically, targets that were key players tied to the Chronos program. People they wanted to erase, to wipe out the evidence that they themselves did something so despicable, something disgusting. They made a mistake and they want it erased from the history books. As they say, history is written by the victor, and despite them losing the war, they still probably won it in the end. At the same time, there is another group in the shadows, possibly connected to the Cro-Mag government. They seem to want to get Chronos for themselves and potentially expose it to the world. Operatives like Snow and V work under these leaders themselves, but we never really find their exact motives. They are never fully revealed, as they themselves are placed as the teaser for the next game. And then there's the third faction, the faction that belongs to the Dragon and the Headhunter, the other two Null soldiers we know about. The Dragon is confirmed as Gamma 15. The one that killed V is named as a Null survivor, Gamma 15. And these two specifically seem to be seeking answers about Chronos and possibly hoping to find some sort of cure for their condition. But more importantly, they want to kill those and get revenge on those who made them into what they are. In the bunker level, we see people preserved in tubes, and this to me could show that Headhunter and the Dragon wants to preserve the many other Null soldiers that were possibly created, and hope that one day they can find a way to save them from the fate they will most likely endure. This itself hints at the desperation that these two know they are in. They know that potentially there will never be a cure, but they need to hold on to hope that they can find a way to save themselves and others. They are fighting for a cause they believe in. And also, if you want to know, Headhunter isn't a Gamma Null, because if she were, the fight we had against her, it wouldn't end. It would go on forever. This is backed up by Leon, who states the Null success rate. Headhunter will eventually lose to Zero in all situations. Gammas have a 100% success rate in combat situations. They can never lose unless they're fighting another Gamma. So Headhunter losing fairly easily to us tells us she isn't a Gamma Null. But another Gamma Null, Dragon, is someone who's been fighting against the system for years. A path which Zero will eventually choose for himself, and maybe will join him on his journey as well. Zero's entire journey is about confronting his PTSD and realizing that while he can't change the past that he was a part of, he can make a difference moving forward. His decision to kill the psychiatrist is him finally taking agency over his life. Not killing because he's ordered to, but fighting for something that matters to him, something he made a promise to, a little girl. This shift is symbolized when Zero throws his medal off the roof. The psychiatrist describes the medal as a symbol of his identity, his accomplishments, but really itself was a shackle to him. Letting it go marks his growth. It shows that he's broken free from his bonds. He's reached the point where Dragon has been for the past 15 years. But now you might be wondering, who is the little girl and who are the two masked figures? In my eyes, the little girl herself isn't real. She's a manifestation of Zero's guilt and his innocence, which was ripped away as he became a child soldier. There's no concrete evidence she actually existed. No other characters make reference to her or even see that she had some sort of impact in the world. She represents his consciousness, his desire to fight for a good reason, to protect rather than destroy. In one dream, we see Zero throwing her into a wall, which could be a blurred memory, perhaps an echo of something horrible he did during the war. The girl herself embodies the guilt of the war he fought, the lives he took, especially the children, and it's why he promises to her that he will fight for something better. But potentially she could also represent his lost childhood, his childhood innocence that he never got. And when he chooses to be death incarnate, he lets go of his innocence and fights fully to make a difference. He is no longer scared of what could be, he will fight until the very end. As for the masked figures I mentioned, comedy and tragedy, they clearly reference classic theatre archetypes. Their manner of speech mirrors their names. Tragedy speaks more formal, of a somber tone, while comedy is more flippant and mocking, and they seem interested in Zero and Kronos itself, and they as well might even be another type of super soldier experiment, but their true natures remain extremely ambiguous, and if they even exist is ambiguous as well. When they offer Zero a choice, life or death, it's more symbolic than literal. Picking tragedy or death means embracing the narrative where the hero loses everything they have. For Zero, that would be losing the little girl, the reason he fought, that childhood innocence that he probably wishes he could still keep. But choosing comedy or life, it's the cruel joke of a story. A soldier who fought and died for nothing. He wasn't a good soldier that followed orders, or he didn't make a difference in the world. He lived a meaningless existence. He died in a battle that didn't matter. At its core, Katana Zero is a story about addiction. Not just substances like Kronos, but addiction in all of its forms. Whether it's caffeine, entertainment, validation, or even violence itself. These things, while not always life-ruining when you indulge in them, they can slowly erode us if we let them take over. When they're suddenly gone, life can feel slow, empty, and unbearable, meaningless. You feel as though you can't live without it. You can't get up in the morning without a coffee, is what most people might say when they've reached the point where they feel they can't live without something anymore. Now, there is a couple more things I think I need to cover first of all, so let's talk about the psychiatrist and the secret boss battle, which is achieved by basically not being a good patient, not engaging with the therapy, being an arse on missions when he calls you, and refusing to take your medicine when he asks you to. This results in the psychiatrist turning into this thing. Pretty spooky, I know. Now, some could say that this is the psychiatrist using a drug that was also developed in a drug program akin to the Kronos program, but I don't see it that way. To me, this is a fully mental battle. This is where Zero's mental state has degraded so much because he is not engaged in therapy or taking the drugs he's meant to be taking, and it is a representation of the evil of Zero's past. The psychiatrist was the one trying to uncover that past or cover it up, and Zero was just not having it. It sort of bubbled up and sort of exploded out into the world, and now he is almost physically fighting it to stay alive. This battle isn't him seeing the psychiatrist as a monster, but he's seeing his past as the monster. The psychiatrist is only ever talking about Zero's past, his dreams, so him seeing the psychiatrist as a monster is him seeing his past as a monster. He sees himself as a monster. So him killing this thing is him almost killing the past, forgetting it entirely. He is killing that part of himself where he was that monster that was capable of wiping villages out in minutes. It's a symbolic thing of him fully moving on from the past and basically cutting it out, as the only way to get rid of cancer sometimes is to cut it out. So that's kind of what this battle almost symbolizes to me. But do I think it's canon? No. This is a secret boss fight, and I think it's entirely meant to just be a cool secret boss fight, so I don't think it should be looked at as the sort of canon thing, because I do think Zero is meant to confront his past and learn about what actually happened. So to me, it doesn't really make a lot of sense if he then just kills it and forgets it, but then continues his fight, if you get what I'm saying. But the next thing is very, and I mean very important. The two toys that the little girl had, the Leviathan and Behemoth. Now their colors each will remind you of two characters. It's the toy that he had, and in the ending in cutscene, 0 is written out in blue, and Behemoth reflects 15. Orange and everything about reflects 15, the dragon. 15's name is highlighted in orange, and he has orange-ish hair. He looks like he'd wear orange as well. Now, interestingly, the story of these two great beasts, Leviathan and Behemoth, could actually hint at what the story will turn to in the future. It is said in a Jewish traditional story that the two beasts will meet and engage in battle at the end of time, with this battle itself resulting in the pair dying and causing the end of the world entirely. Now, of course, if these two were to meet in battle, two Gamma Nulls, their battle would never end unless one of them surrendered. It would be an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Nothing would ever end. It would just go on forever. It would create an endless now. Now, you may ask, what does each creature represent? Well, they represent the sheer power of God, as only he is able to control these creatures completely. No man is ever able to tame them in their stories, which is seen with 0. He is not able to be controlled by the psychiatrist. Even though the psychiatrist does try to help him, he eventually kills him, and I think the same is for 15 as well. Gamma Nulls are almost uncontrollable. They're almost godlike beings who are unstoppable at times. So, however, in another version of the story, the two beasts are killed by a third party, mainly God himself. He intervenes in their battle and kills them to stop them from destroying the world. So it could mean that another third party character steps in to stop the fight or kill both 0 and 15. But if we were to then relate it back to the original story, it being God who did this, it would then be the creators of Kronos or the creators of the Nulls. But we've seen all of them die. All 4 of them have completely been wiped out, including Leon, who would be almost the godlike person in this story. He created the Nulls themselves. So who could stop them? Well, maybe another Gamma Null who is out there. We do know there's others because the DLC will have other Gamma Nulls, but of course I can't talk about that because it doesn't exist yet. But it also could be a character who we haven't seen their full potential yet. And that would be Snow herself. Snow is a really interesting character and is the only character we haven't seen in the game who hasn't displayed her actual full combat prowess. Snow was able to step up and basically catch 0 off guard, and we can assume that means she could do the same for 15, because she shows some traits of Null soldiers, but we don't actually know if she is one. Maybe she is, and under this shadowy enemy of the government, she became one, or maybe she is something more. Maybe she is a new type of Null, a new creation, a perfected version. From where the failures of Null was, she became something better. But again, that is just a guess. That is me pulling something completely out of the ether that I don't have answers for yet. But to me, this seems to be the only place where the story can go. Either 0 kills Snow when they engage again when she tries to get revenge for V, or she becomes the almost answer to defeating the Gamma Nulls. But my guess is I don't think anyone will actually be able to stop them. I think we will get another game, potentially a sequel to Katana 0, because I don't see the DLC ending this story. I think the second game, like Hotline Miami, will end in basically a massive event occurring, the world ending. I think both 15 and 0 will engage in a fight that will never end. Both, if my theory is correct, the very first Gamma Null created and the very last Gamma Null created will engage in a battle. Yes, it's not stated that 15 is the last one, but I think his number is meant to be important. I don't think they would have just given him 15 if they didn't plan to use other numbers, but I do think he is the last one. The first and last one engaging in a battle at the end of time, where time will never end. Now, of course, as I stated, a DLC is coming for Katana 0, which does seem to potentially explore more of the story on both 0 and 15's part, and potentially other Gamma Nulls, with 2 and 9 appearing in it. So that will be fascinating to look at in the future once it eventually comes out, whenever that does happen. But I can't really say anything for now, as I've honestly run out of strings to pull on. Unfortunately, the dev needs to give us more strings to connect to what we have at the moment. We have very much an incomplete puzzle at the moment, akin to Hotline Miami 1. We just need something else to start filling in the pieces we're missing. But once that DLC comes out, expect me to maybe make a video on it and analyze it, because I'm very fascinated with this game's story. That's the beauty of the story here. But it doesn't tell a complete story. So why am I excited for what comes next, whether it's a DLC that they've been talking about for God knows how many years, or a sequel? Katana 0 has the potential to tell an even richer story about addiction, government manipulation, and personal revenge. Just like how Hotline Miami 2 expanded its world and themes after the first game left us with some unanswered questions. Many people state Katana 0 reminds them of Hotline Miami, but not just because of its aesthetic, music, or gameplay, but mainly because of what it potentially sets up. Hotline Miami itself was not a complete story. There were still a lot of questions that needed to be answered, and Hotline Miami 2 answered all of them masterfully, and I think that is what whatever comes next for Katana Zero will do as well. But what did I take away from Katana Zero itself? Katana Zero is a clear message that no matter how far you've fallen, no matter what terrible things you've done in the past to others or to yourself, you can always change. You can confront your past traumas and addictions and choose to move forward. You can start again. It won't always be easy, as nothing worth doing ever is, but it is still possible. You can make a difference if you desire that change enough. Hello lads and lasses, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, of course, that's always greatly appreciated. And thank you to channel members, of course, Chelsea and Tyler and Marty Morris. The support is greatly appreciated, and it's crazy that you guys are still supporting me. I know this video was a little bit different. There was a bit more voice acting in it because, I don't know, I kind of want to sort of do it a bit more, I guess, and get a bit more into it. I still do want to do what I've been doing for the past God knows how many months now, but I thought it was a bit more fun and it was a bit more of a different video for me to make, even though the structure still seems quite similar, but it was a bit of a different task to actually make this video. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed that, please let me know, because I'll definitely try to keep doing what I've done sort of with the look outside video, and now this one sort of more focus on the voice acting side of it and everything, and try to sort of show the story in a way that is more engaging and more understanding, so you guys can have fun while watching it and I have fun while making it as well. But anyway, that's enough waffling from me. Thank you again for watching. See you around. Crocodile.